Hello, I'm back to read you chapter 3 of TG and the Rainbow Warriors. Here we've got Granny Genome and TG. The third chapter is Discovering Phytopower. Slowly the cauldron began to turn, gathering speed and vibrating. Faster and faster it span, changing colour as it went. First red, then orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. Finally going so fast that the rainbow spectrum emerged to become a clear crystal white light. TG stood transfixed, his mouth hanging open in wonder. Gradually a rainbow mist emerged from the depths of the cauldron, curling over the edge and swirling in the air towards him. Granny G was dancing around in wild excitement, lifting her knees high and waving her arms madly, red bloomers flashing. The jaunty little hat flew off her head, rolling to the base of the cauldron. She didn't seem to care. Her bun finally gave up the fight and her grey hair flew about her shoulders, making her look like a wild mop. The mist seemed to be dancing with her, and gradually the colours separated out. The red one began to wind itself playfully around TG. Throwing his arms in the air, he tried to grab a handful of it, but it was always just out of reach. As he looked into the red, firelight glow, he felt warm and cosy, but at the same time fearless and impulsive. He wanted to run off and do something grand, but what? Gradually the flames died down and the mist began to solidify, taking on the form of a girl. She wore loose-fitted red trousers and a matching tunic tied at the waist with a rainbow-coloured sash. Tucked in the sash at her side was what looked like a large torch in a shiny red holster. TG felt a tap on his shoulder, and when he turned around, an orange mist was hovering in the air. He laughed as it whizzed up above his head and shot back down to the ground. This too began to take on a shape, this time of a boy, with orange hair and freckles over his nose, like TG's. Then the vibrating from the cauldron became louder, and a yellow mist separated itself from the rest, becoming the shape of another girl. This one was wearing a yellow suit, also tied with a rainbow tie. She too had the strange torch-like thing at her waist in a golden yellow holster. Looking at her made TG feel full of confidence. All thoughts of being afraid left him. TG looked over at Granny G. She seemed more composed now and was sitting down at the foot of the rainbow. She was fumbling around in her large shoulder bag, muttering about a mirror and something about meaning to clear out the rubbish next time she had a moment. We all do that. TG ran over to the cauldron and peered inside. A green mist suddenly flew up into his face and he jumped back as it landed on the ground. The shape of a boy with fair hair in a green suit and rainbow sash appeared and smiled at him. There was still an intriguing bluish-purple mist drifting around the cauldron. The boys and girls who had appeared were now standing around it with their hands on their hips. They all had the letters PHP emblazoned in sparkling rainbow light on the front of their tunics. "We're still waiting for Sky to show up. He's older than us, so he thinks he should make a grand entrance," said the one in red. Just then the blue mist expanded to a great size, enveloping the whole cauldron and hiding the others from TG's sight. "And why shouldn't I?" came a loud, confident voice from the centre of the mist. TG blinked, looked up again, and there beside the others was now a slightly older-looking boy, dressed in a swirling mixture of blue, indigo and violet. Wisdom radiated from his deep brown eyes as he turned to TG. "I am Sky, the leader of the Rainbow Warriors. We are the guardians of Phytopower." As he spoke, he took the torch from his belt and raised it in the air. "What's that?" asked TG, cowering away. He was afraid that Sky was going to shoot him with the strange-looking gun. "Don't be frightened. This is a phytojet. It contains a concentrated form of phytopower. It gives you lots of energy." The thrumming from the cauldron started up again, and the 5 rainbow warriors made a circle around it, pointing their phytojets up in the air. They began to chant and dance in time with the beat of the cauldron. Phytopower, put some on your plate. Phytopower, makes you feel just great. Where does it come from? The sun has made a pledge. Where can we get some? Just eat some fruit and veg. Phytopower, put some on your plate. Phytopower, makes you feel just great. TG started tapping his foot to the rhythm. He felt full of energy just listening to them sing. He joined in the dancing and had a great big smile on his face when they all jumped in the air at the end. "But who are you?" asked TG once he'd got his breath back. "Sorry, TG, you must think we're very rude," replied the girl in red. "We haven't told you our names. I'm Scarlet. This is Sunray," she said, pointing to the boy in orange, and Sunray waved. Sky joined in. "Let me introduce you to Saffron." The girl in yellow twirled around and made a bow. "And this fellow in green is Sage." Sage jumped into the air, landing in front of TG. "Hi there, TG. Pleased to meet you." "Well, TG, we are the Rainbow Warriors. We are the guardians of phytopower, found in fruit and vegetables. Had you noticed that fruit and vegetables come in the colours of the rainbow?" TG nodded, even though he hadn't really noticed until now. Sky continued, "The special chemicals that give them their colour are good for your body and help you keep fit and well. Sunlight gives them their power. We eat lots of them. That's why we're so full of energy." "If children and adults ate at least 5 portions of fruit and vegetables a day, they would be more likely to stay healthy," Sunray added. "We know all about you, TG. For instance, we know you don't like fruit and vegetables and don't take enough exercise and get lots of colds. And that you don't take enough exercise. But we can help you with that.